Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from whatever you're watching this channel. Now, on Sunday, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta made some very disturbing comments that ended up not sitting well with William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua. Now, in that video, Uhuru told William Ruto and Gachagua to be focused on the job ahead and not to be constantly looking at what's behind.
Kama wewe ni kiongozi wa maana. Kiongozi wa maana anashika steering wheel, anaangalia mbele. Sio kila saa kuangalia rear view ati ametoka wapi. Unaangalia mbele. Ukiwa mtu wa kuendesha ukiangalia rear view mirror, wewe ni mtu wa kupeleka gari katika
So yesterday, William Ruto and Gachagua found themselves bothered over this remark. First of all, I thought they were not going to respond to it. Especially, I thought William Ruto was going to ignore Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Because if I were him, that is what I would have done. But William Ruto chose to respond to Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta.
In fact, when I had one of our friends say yesterday, when, I don't know the day yesterday or the day before, that when he sees things, he feels like crying. It is true. Because they are now wondering, it was actually true that housing was possible, and we wasted time on reggae.
But if you look at the response that William Ruto gave, responding to Uhuru's comments, then there is something wrong with that response. So I want us to go through the response that Ruto gave, but we'll also go through the response that Gachagua gave. But before you do that, allow me to encourage you to please support this channel by subscribing, liking, and sharing our video. Mind you, that is the only support I request from you, ladies and gentlemen. And those who supported us before, thank you so much for that support. William Ruto chose to use this issue of housing project, saying that Uhuru focused on reggae. I mean, by reggae, I hope you understand it's the issue of the BBI. Saying that Uhuru focused on BBI. And then, instead of focusing on the housing projects. So he said in his statement that Uhuru is kind of jealous, has some jealousy, because he's now realizing that houses are being built. Let me remind you, ladies and gentlemen, first, there are houses which were, launched by Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta or commissioned by Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, especially the houses in, I understand, part of Kibra and some in Nakuru County. Some of those houses inasemekana zilijengwa na ama zilianzishwa na Uhuru Kenyatta.
He launched an 8,888 housing project. President Uhuru Kenyatta said this was part of his government's commitment to offer services that would attract private sector players in the affordable housing pillar. And dubbed Habitat Heights, the first project developed under the Memorandum of Understanding between the State Department for Housing and Urban Development and United Nations Office for Project Services to develop 100,000 in the country.
We have realized that the affordability of homes was affected by high cost of land and horizontal infrastructure, which can add up to 60% of the cost of any development.
The good thing about Uhuru's plan, which is contrary to what William Ruto is doing, is that during Uhuru's time, and this has been echoed by Mama Zamzam, who is the woman rep of from Mombasa County, she said that Uhuru also did build houses, but there was no demolition, there was no housing levy. That is the distinction between Uhuru's housing project and William Ruto's housing project. So William Ruto's housing project, you experience a lot of demolitions, and then there are a lot of housing levies being forced on people. Uhuru's time, that was never the case. So that is what I found a bit strange with how Ruto responded to Uhuru's weekend remarks, about wewe kuwa kiongozi ambao uangalie mbele, kwamba wewe kila saa unaangalia nyuma. Also, if you look at how Gachagua responded, the way Gachagua responded.
Had somebody saying that you should not look at the rear mirror. I want to encourage you to continue looking at the rear mirror, because the inventor of the motor vehicle was not mad by putting the rear mirror. There are also people who would want to derail your vehicle. There are those who like to puncture the rear wheels. There are those who like to remove goods from your pickup behind. You must continuously look at the rear mirror and the side mirrors, so that anybody who may want to derail your vehicle, you are ahead. And again, Your Excellency, your pace is too fast for those of us who help you, myself and these cabinet secretaries. Sometimes you are too fast, you leave us behind. So continue looking. So when you find your deputy is being left behind, you urge him to come to catch up with you, and the rest to catch up with you, so that this country can move forward.
You will also notice that Gachagua was not pleased. In fact, from the two responses from Ruto and from Gachagua, you could tell that Gachagua was a bit disturbed by the remarks which Uhuru had unleashed. Uhuru managed to take a moment and throw some political jabs at William Ruto and Gachagua. So, from the two videos of Gachagua and Ruto, I believe that you are aware that there seems to be no love lost between Ruto and Uhuru. From the response, the only difference between how Uhuru chose to attack William Ruto's government is that he did it, using some kind of parables, parables, just like the way Jesus used to address issues. You remember when there was that soon before he was crucified, and then there was this issue of the market crisis, whereby people are chosen to use kanisa to sell their own proceeds. So then there was those church elders who showed up and asked Jesus why he was not allowing people to pay tax. There was that kind of response, and how the whole drama unfolded. You know what happened there. I believe 90% of you know what happened, because we've seen that video. So in that video, Jesus chose to use an example and said, mpatieni Kaiseri kilicho chake, but mpatieni Mungu kilicho chake. So if I look at the statement by Uhuru and how he chose to address it, in fact, if you're very wise, then you realize that Uhuru never mentioned names. In fact, he used an example saying that kama wewe ni MCA, kama wewe ni mbunge, kama wewe ni women rep, kama wewe ni governor, no governor has responded to Uhuru, no member of parliament has responded to Uhuru, nobody has responded except two: the deputy president and the president. They are the ones who felt offended by the remarks. So, ladies and gentlemen, what do you make of that response from Gachagua and that Gachagua mood? I saw Gachagua mood and I could tell that Gachagua kwa na raha kabisa. But what do you think about that mood? So perhaps if you're watching this video and you have not subscribed, please take 1 second, go below there, locate a button, hit and subscribe, and please hit it once. That is, if you're not subscribed to our channel. And also always don't forget to like, because it's so important. If you like this video, YouTube get to share it to other people not part of our audience. So until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.